Hey, what's up guys? Welcome back to another video. In this video, I'm going to show you exactly how I scan my film negatives with a mirrorless camera. I used to use a Epson V550, but I recently just switched up my workflow, and now I'm scanning with a Sony A7r and a macro lens. I'm just going to show you my whole setup, a little bit how I edit, and use Negative Lab Pro for that. So let's get started. So I thought it'd just be easier to talk over the footage. This is the LED light that I use. It's a Raleno LED light from Amazon. And basically this is my whole setup right here. I have the Sony A7r. Just make sure that your light is nice and clean. Use a microfiber cloth and just a duster like that. So this is the setup. Just have my tripod pointing down and the Sigma 70 macro lens, and I use the digitalizer from Lomography, I believe, and just make sure that is nice and clean. Clamp your negatives in there, and then I use f8 with the ISO set at 200 and just snap the picture, and then I just move my tripod over and just make sure it's nice and level, lined up, and then I just snap the next one. And this next clip is just going to be me doing the whole roll sped up, but you can kind of see how fast it goes. I'm not really worried about those negatives, so that's why I just laid it off to the side, but just clamp the negatives down in there, make sure it's nice and straight. These were a little curled because I didn't allow them to dry too long, but you just put it on there, take the picture, and then just move on to the next one. Super simple. I did this whole roll in about 5 minutes. It's crazy how much faster compared to the Epson it is. But yeah, basically you just have to make sure everything's nice and clean. I use autofocus on the A7R. Super easy. I did experiment with stitching on the 6x7, but I didn't find that too much of a difference with quality, so now I just use just one frame for each. So basically now what I'll do is import these scans. And all of these I will flip, and then these I will flip to the left. So now when you're in, I'll take a good picture here. This looks like a good one. So you will first hit the white balance selector and hit the film strip here, and then you will auto align and then bring this down. You don't want this white to mess up your conversion in Negative Lab Pro. Double click and then File, Negative Lab Pro. And what I do is I use Frontier with pre-saturation at default. I just like the Frontier look a little bit more. Convert negatives. And there you go. So I like to just do none on color, and then I will do sharpen lab and apply that. And basically the only thing that I'll do in Lightroom Classic is just sharpen this until I notice too much grain. So that seems good. And then what I will do is I will export Pro 400H, export, remove, delete from disk, and then for this I would just scan up everything, do the whole roll, save it, export it like I do, and then I would get the scan in here, And then basically how I would color correct this is it looks a little blue, but first I will get the exposure right, bring down the contrast a little bit, highlights, let's see, shadows, and like I said, or I don't know if I said this, but these might be, this one's a little out of focus, which I don't really mind just because it's an example. And then I'll do that. So with the white and the black levels, if you hit Alt and then drag it, it will show you when your whites are blown out. So just bring that down. Same thing, Alt, click black, and then you can see when your blacks are completely black. So, and then just add some warmth in here. Looks a little green, so add some magenta. And then some vibrance, and then this looks a little blue right here, so I will bring down the blue saturation. And then the blacks, the black on her hoodie right here looks a little grayish blue, so I'll bring that down. And yeah, I like the way that looks. Like I said, this is just an example, and I wanted to show my process of how I scan and make it a short, concise video. And if you have an Epson and you're looking to upgrade and get better quality scans, I would highly recommend getting a full frame camera. If you have one that you normally shoot on and you shoot film on the side or something like that, would definitely recommend getting Negative Lab Pro and using that for your scans. The Epson was great when I had it and I thought it was good, until I used a Sony mirrorless camera and it completely blows the Epson out of the water. So yeah, if you have any questions on anything, comment down below and I'll answer them. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed the video. Try to keep it short, so yeah, I look forward to making the next one.